This conference will now be recorded.
Pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anita, could you read the proposed local law?
Sure. Please take notice that the Lake Placid Village Board will hold a public hearing on Monday, September 19th, 2022, in person at North Elba Town Hall, 2693 Main Street, first floor, Lake Placid, New York, and by a go-to meeting at 4:30 p.m. to discuss a local law extending the temporary moratorium on new short-term rentals in Lake Placid Village. You may join in person or by a go-to meeting. A link will be provided by end of day Friday prior to the meeting. It will be the same link as for that day's board meeting. The complete text of the proposed law is available for inspection by any interested person on the Lake Placid Village website, villageoflakeplacid.ny.gov. All interested persons are invited and will be given an opportunity to be heard. Signed, Anita Anthony Estling, Village Clerk.
Okay, we'll open this public hearing. I guess there's no audience here, so from the web.
One audience.
Liz, would you like to go first?
Oh, gosh, no.
So if anyone else wants to speak, you're welcome to unmute yourselves.
I suppose I could speak on the exemption. I can only speak on the moratorium, nothing else.
Right. We will hang out here for a bit and see if anybody joins us who wants to speak.
Anyone can unmute themselves if you would like to speak to the board. Sure the audio is working.
Janet, you can't hear us, right?
Oh.
Maybe she's looking for me.
That's right.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear all the silence too.
Okay, we just wanted to check there. Thank you.
Got cards?
I might have a deck in my bag. I've got everything else in there. We had an employee get held up in the detour coming from Saranac Lake. I guess it's fairly time consuming. She was like 20 minutes late.
It depends on what time you're leaving. So this morning I was going down the way I always do, and I totally wasn't thinking about the fact that the detour's there. And so the roads seem emptier, and I get to the state trooper, and he's like, "Ma'am, you know, where you're coming from?" I said, "Saranac Lake." He says, "Well, there were at least a dozen signs saying that you can't come this way." I'm thinking, actually, there weren't, but I did know about it. So yeah, he just sent me back on my way. So
How do you get here?
you have to take McKenzie Pond Road.
Oh.
And I think she might have done that too. I think she
Yeah,
went too
and I
far.
could totally see at certain times of day that backing up. I didn't have any trouble.
I had to go do an inspection over at the Tender Tuck Daycare. So I went the old Raybrook Road
Yeah.
and back up by the post office and then went back, and I didn't have any trouble at all, but maybe it was just the time of day.
Yeah.
I got a concrete board at the bottom of Marcy Road and got a tenant to
Today, did they?
Oh, I was driving down through.
I have a quick question unrelated.
Okay.
If weather is like it is the power outage still going to take place?
If it rains tomorrow, no, it'll take place on Wednesday instead.
Tomorrow night, that is.
Yeah,
I thought Kimball had said some rain is okay, it just can't be rainy and really windy.
well, really windy, and they can't be lightning, obviously, because you'll be working on highlights.
Looks like by tomorrow
Do you
night.
know what time they're gonna make that call?
I
We're-
don't.
I think we're gonna call Kimball after the meeting about a different issue. So we'll ask him.
Oh, on that same issue, Janet, just a heads up, in case you get any phone calls, because we've gotten plenty about the outage and people who are on oxygen, or any sort of medical, anything. Lynn Star Cares contacted us, but because we gave enough notice, I went through all of our rules and regs, we're fine on our part.
Well, since I'm here, and back to the meeting, so this is just the opportunity for the public to speak, there won't be really much discussion.
Right. And it's specific to this particular law extending the moratorium.
Okay.
But at 5, we will have our regular board meeting.
And then there'll be- Oh, well, then I may say, well, then I guess I can, just, so I actually host a hosted rental as part of my property. I have a hosted rental, so that's my position just personally on this, but just also I have some other affiliations in the community and my kids go to school here and certainly heard a lot of conversation over STRs over the years. I completely appreciate all the work that you guys have done regarding capturing the data. The work that you've done, it really helps to position and understand hosted, unhosted, some of the complaint structure, some of the finances associated with the permit fees, all wonderful opportunities. It sounds like there's some questions about enforcements. It sounds like there's some questions about putting into place laws that are a struggle to enforce. And it sounds like the community may still be diversified on what they're thinking about STRs. Again, I think it's a work in progress. And the only thing I'd like to comment on at this time is that it would be nice if the concept of short-term rentals wasn't vilified. I think there needs to be boundaries to protect different things that we're trying to achieve, but look at our community a little bit more holistically when we're having conversations about STRs. STRs can't be the root of all of our problems, from employment to employee housing to rate of pay, and that our schools are losing children. So if those are the questions that are really concerning us, how can we put some of this energy that we're putting into like fighting each other on STRs into expanding our programs at our schools or investing in our schools? I mean, certainly the investments that we've fortunately seen at Orta and in the town and around our community is build, refurbish. What about our school system? And what about the arts center? Can we redirect a little bit of this energy or utilize this energy to say, how can STRs be a part of advancing the community forward, and what does that mean? And again, I think it should be based on data. You have some great data, and I commend you for the work that you're doing.
Yeah, so thanks.
Goes the cross-country team.
I run no matter what.
I think we've given enough time to close the public hearing.
Yeah, until 5 o'clock. I don't think.
I think so.
Oh, no, I think we can.
I mean, we can. And Janet, do you have any recommendations for ending this public hearing, or should we just stay open till 5?
You don't have to keep it open till 5. I'd keep it open maybe till 4:45. Then you can close it and adjourn until 5 o'clock when you'll start your regular meeting.
Okay, thank you.
You could actually keep it open and as long as you want and close it after the regular meeting if you wanted.
I think they're planning on voting for it at the regular meeting, so we'd have to close it before then, right?
Yes, you have to close it before the vote.
You're really quiet.
Looks like it happened again, though.
Well, the sidewalk's all torn up on Church Hill, so
Yeah,
it's dirt
Yeah,
there.
I know, but the picture, for the lake picture?
Oh, what I was starting to say, on Keith Street coming down, Saturday morning I was driving through, and there's a Winnebago coming down Hay Street, trying to pull on Main Street, and he had to put wood blocks underneath him because of the way it
bottomed
dipped.
out.
Oh, yeah, and he was still trying to get off the road when I rounded the corner. It didn't look good.
No.
Like he had bottomed right out.
Hopefully with another few inches of pavement there.
Yeah.
Won't be as extreme a drop.
No.
But to make the catch basin work,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna have to flatten it out before it's not good. For regular cars, it's not a problem, but for Winnebago, yep.
Oh, and I don't know if GPS sends you that direction, but I recall seeing a bus driving out there. I recall seeing a bus fly through it in the EMS. And now Winnebago, I don't know why they go down that hill.
We have on our steep side of the driveway at the hotel, the
Mhm.
buses get caught there.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, the sign that we used to have there is now there.
Yeah.
We rebuilt the whole thing. Good thought, no. Gotta put a sign back
Just
up.
some sort of sign that said, do not, if you have a large vehicle, don't try and go down this hill.
Because we've had Strax come and tow them with the records, pull them
Well,
off.
I
and
remember
just
the
wreck
bus
the
that
pavement.
got caught. Marty was out in the middle of Main Street and they couldn't get a record because there's no way to pull the bus, but I think it was at least one, if not two loaders, pulled it back up Cave Street because there was no way that bus was coming.
Yeah.
No way.
So bus went up down Hay Street?
Oh, yeah. Bottom straight out.
The bus driver should know better.
You would
Yeah,
think,
you
but
would
it was one of those big tour buses. It wasn't like a school bus, it was a big tour bus, and they ride low anyways, because they have all the cargo on the bottom. But it was crazy. And then I remember as a kid, there was, I want to say it was a bus, maybe it wasn't a bus, maybe it was a plow, but came right off A Street and went right into the windows in front of EMS.
Before EMS was there was a building there that caught on fire. Then there was nothing there for probably 5 years.
Mhm.
Remember that, Jackie? EMS. And a car went down Hay Street, lost its brakes, and flew into that lot. The guy didn't die or anything, but
Oh my
he
gosh.
flew like almost to the lake.
Didn't
Across the
he have some
sidewalk.
kind of medical event or something? Didn't he have?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I was living on Hillcrest at that time, and we, came down, walking down that, and we're like, what happened? Oh, yeah,
And I was thinking, it's a good thing the store wasn't there.
I know
Somebody
it.
got killed
I know it.
inside the store.
Yeah.
You would know this, because I cannot for the life of me remember it. What was the restaurant that was underneath EMS? It was like a French restaurant.
Oh,
It was La Liberté.
no,
It was
before
Bob-
that,
Bob Borden.
before
It
that,
was Bob Borden
before that.
before that.
And the guy who was the chef at the Interlock, and Janet, you would remember, it was called, the chef at the Interlock, and Robert, ooh,
Yeah, I
remember?
Yeah.
Before
That
that.
didn't last long either.
Maybe that's the one.
Richard,
Richard Broussard,
Yeah.
Broussard,
So, yeah. He was
what was
good.
the name of it?
Freestyle.
Was it Freestyle?
The one down below?
Yeah.
The pinkish building?
It was right under
Richard's
EMS.
Freestyle Cuisine.
And then Bob Borden took it over.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
so
then
I
La
went there
Liberté
when
is
Bob
his
Borden was there.
mom's
Mhm.
maiden name.
The Remember
Susie-
when the
Susie's mom's
arcade
maiden
and
name.
the record, or the CD store used to be down where Aries? Long time ago.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's take Janet's advice and
Close the public hearing.
okay, last call for the people on the web to make a comment about this proposed local law.
No.
All right, let's close this public hearing then. At
4:45.
4:40, whatever it is.
4:45.
John L.
Yeah, that's it. He's passionate
Yes, because he is.
most of the time.
Right. What's coming in the store that used to be the sushi place and then was the short-lived Greek place?
Another Greek place.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Different
moved
owners.
on. I didn't get to
like
try
in
it.
July.
I didn't get to try it.
So new owners or what?
Yeah, new owners.
They love fresh tomatoes. I
Yeah,
got it once. Beautiful and fresh.
yeah.
No
Oh,
excuse for
I
that.
had it there, it was like, because I like their salads, because I can't eat a whole lot of bread, but it's just iceberg lettuce, which is kind of like,
Yeah. Well, the new guy and his wife are passionate, so,
Cool.
yeah, expecting good things.
anybody know what's going in the old Gap building?
Fishu
Emily
offices,
does.
right? Isn't it Fishu offices for a
Yeah,
little
that's what
while?
I thought I heard.
It's through February.
Gotcha.
Where are they parking?
How are they gonna get there?
Why would you
Doing the
bring
games.
up such things, Jackie?
Park in the roam around the other location and walk downtown.
The roam around is another location of what?
Used
Offices?
to, yeah, last I knew.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
That's a good spot.
I
Really?
hadn't heard that.
Mrs. Jones, not Mrs. Jones, what's her name?
Evans,
Mrs. Evans is left, wow.
well, it's Peter
I
Roy.
think Peter Roy's like-
Peter Roy. Mrs. Evans, I didn't even know she could.
No, I don't think she can.
I know a lot of
Behind the
people who
queen.
wanted to reopen.
Oh, that was such a good breakfast spot when it was open.
It was.
I've always thought it'd make a good tapas bar, but it's too close to a.
Can't have a liquor license.
I know.
No liquor license.
And actually, I think Mrs. Evans put it in the deed, she didn't want liquor.
Oh, I know.
isn't it
I know,
not
'cause I
allowed
know.
because of the school?
No, yeah, that, but I think she also put it in.
Yeah, if anybody reopens it, she wants it to be coffee.
I think it should be a senior citizen center.
Well, we can't have alcohol, it might as well be. Or maybe vice versa, you need to be, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, I liked it when it was the aroma around.
Well,
all right. Great spot.
Have a
Thanks,
good
Darcy.
meeting.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Darcy.
Thanks for coming by,
thanks.
Darcy. Have a good evening.
See ya.
So the board meeting is just a vote on this and
And a few
There's
other
a few other
things.
odds
Bill Billerman is supposed to come talk about Songs of Mirror Lake.
oh,
We have a request from Adirondack Film, Lake Placid Film Festival, and one travel request for work. But yeah. Like,
lots of exciting things. Well, the soccer game was canceled, so I don't feel too bad. All right, well, sounds good, guys. The next 6 months will be very defining for all of us anyway.
yes, it will.
Jackie, I will follow up with you next time you're through the hallways.
Okay, well, we don't see each other anymore. She's at the new building, I'm still at the Olympic Center.
It is wonderful, just, it's really nice to be able to work together after COVID.
Yeah.
Everyone got their silent barriers, and then we were all displaced a couple of times, and I think people forgot how to like say good morning and be friendly again. So this is opened that back up, it's kind of nice.
When's the Link building?
Anything
Restaurant- No, restaurant's gonna open the 19th, and then,
October.
uh-huh.
Time for the hockey.
and then museum and store, retail store first?
I think both together, no?
Oh, are they? I thought,
I think it'll all be very soft though,
Yeah,
and I think museum is pacing on different things.
hopefully by
Yeah.
Christmas.
Are they rebuilding the locker rooms or is that?
They're working on something.
Yeah.
The bathrooms, I think.
Do they still smell?
No, no.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, give it a month.
Thanks for coming by.
Yes.
Bye, Liz.
See y'all.
Maybe when the museum reopens, we can donate Craig's costume there. It's still upstairs from one of his overseas trips.
Costume.
Maybe
It's like
that's a rude way to put it. It's
Is it tired?
It's a native
jacket thing you
attire.
had to wear.
What is it? Or like what, Uzbekistan or something, like
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan.
There's a lot of stuff that has come in that we can't do anything with.
I think each mayor should wear it to at least one meeting, so we should welcome Art home, and he should have to wear it.
He might have a new costume.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you never know.
Oh,
They always
Have
have
an
that,
LED flame.
right? They always have something that they're gifted or whatever. He took one of those cube things within the sky.
Yes, yes.
For Torino. I think it's Torino.
I think so
It's
too.
one of them.
Yeah, that sounds right.
One of those places. You had to go.
No, there's a couple of them.
the guys were nice the other day. I got some concrete from them. They were gonna toss it, and I had to redo the threshold. Like the metal threshold is all worn away underneath, so I was able to fill in with fresh concrete. And they're like, we're just gonna dump it over a bank. I was like, well, I'll bring my bucket over and do it quick.
They thought they were gonna get electrocuted this morning. They're out there jackhammering and the lightning's striking like over
Yeah.
here and the thunder's rolling. I was like, oh God, please stop doing what you're doing.
And they were hustling trying to get that big pour of concrete at Mount Marcy Road, and it's like, but you could just see the lightning coming across the lake. Then they built this kind of cool plastic wooden tent structure to keep the concrete from getting totally soaked. A little bit of water's okay. Not 3 inches coming
No.
down Marcy Road.
It's coming down hard. It went from like light gray to black outside.
So for anyone who just joined us, we opened and closed the public hearing because there were no comments, and now we're just waiting until 5 to start our board meeting.
Apparently Ed wanted to be there for it and says no. The weather looks like it's gonna just clear for tomorrow night, maybe a little drizzle. Following evening, it looks like we may have some thunderstorms, so National Grid would probably be better off to do it tomorrow night.
It's gotta be only our section from Lake Colby to here. Wonder if it affects Rayburg. You would think. 'cause
I would
that's
think
the-
so.
yeah, 'cause they're fixing
They're on that
stuff.
line. But they probably got notification direct from National Grid.
Yeah.
I'm on a nice egg, so I'll still have power.
See what's happened to poor Puerto Rico? They don't have no power. They had like 30 inches of rain.
Justin getting more applications.
Not over the weekend, just because there's only 2. Hello.
We just had our public hearing, closed our public hearing about the moratorium extension.
Okay. I thought that was starting at 5, or is it a different one starting at 5? 4:30, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's,
The
the public hearing is over?
Village board meeting is at 5. So
Okay,
now we're kind of in between.
okay, that's fine. I don't think I need to stick around then.
Well, would you like to make a comment? It's,
No, I was just, the 90-day thing, but I have a unhosted vacation rental, only about a mile from my house. I hate the 90 days because but anyway, that was my only thing.
In the village?
In the village. So, but I know, I don't live there, but I, live close and never rent it when we're out of town or anything like that. So that was my only comment. I know some other people were going to comment on the hosted ones being limited, so. So I was kind of showing up to support them, but I myself find the 90 days difficult. I kind of go for monthly renters and if I can to fill in and.
Well, if you're monthly, you don't.
No, I mean, you can get like a remote worker, somebody there for a month or something. But it's been all right. We've had it, 90 days is still okay.
Month doesn't count. I mean,
If it's a full month.
Which is that you would.
No, that's what I do.
After the 90 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I can do. That's what I did a little bit this year. There aren't a whole lot of people looking for monthly stays, but it's all right. I had 2 of them, and so it's not
It's like
that bad.
traveling nurses, that kind of
I was
thing.
gonna say, get them to the hospital. I feel like they
Yeah.
always need reliable housing.
Yeah, I should. These were people that worked from home, which was good. I thought there'd be a lot of them, because so many people work from home now. We upped our internet. But it's been all right. It's a little tricky to plan on the December, how many days do you need in December? So you kind of figure 90 days minus 15, 20 for December. This December is going to be weird because it's right before the games.
Oh.
But that's all right. That's my only thing is that I'm having a hard time with the 90-day restricted. But I am unhosted, so I'm thinking that probably is, I'll have to live with it. And that's okay. Okay, well, thanks.
Thanks, Patty.
Thank you. Good evening.
You too.
Patty Stanton, in case you didn't know.
Oh, okay.
Anybody home?
We're between meetings, so we'll be starting in 3 minutes.
Have the public hearing done?
No comments. That's why we're between meetings. I think you need to start bringing some of your wife's baked goods when you come to our meetings.
I can put it in.
They're always really good.
Have you been to Kate's?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Good.
Love it. Gotten a few things there. And I also buy stuff direct from Harmony Hill because she sells Kate's stuff
Oh, yeah.
directly too. So,
Mhm. Good. Kate's was pretty busy,
yeah, I heard. That's wonderful.
but she needs help. She needs help.
Give us 2 minutes. Count down.
Are you gonna try to break Art's record?
Depends on how long Bill talks.
Yeah.
I gotta get to Saranac Lake for 6. Hopefully I can find a parking spot.
What's in Saranac Lake? Okay.
Varsity volleyball, but it's their homecoming too. And I guess it sounds like soccer was like the other thing going on too, and soccer got canceled. So it's just volleyball, so it's just gonna be a
Wow,
mess.
homecoming. That seems so early, but I think Osceola Valley's the same way. There's probably this weekend or next weekend.
Nora's a little nervous going into that environment as a sophomore.
Yeah.
A little intimidating.
Yeah. That crowd can be a little rowdy over there. And their coach is really rowdy. He's a buddy of mine. He's obnoxious.
Well, it's 5 if you want to reopen our meeting.
We already did the pledge. Do we have to do it again?
I don't think so.
No, I think you just.
Okay,
have to
Bill?
write.
You're up. See me. Well, I'm putting in the request for using the Mids Park 2023. Basically 6 concerts. I put the dates in the request. Nothing has really changed from this year as far as setup or what we're requesting as far as banners, storage of chairs, etc. So before we go ahead,
Packet too, if you're looking for it, Peter.
It's like, all right.
before we actually go start fundraising, once we get the dates approved, so we can actually put it in our presentation. The only thing that's really changed this year, and I was unaware of it until the start of the season this year, was the 5 parking spaces.
Yeah.
It was a loading zone, and now it's 5 parking spaces. So for us, it's a necessity for us to use those spaces for the artists that bring like a van and a trailer and the sound crew that comes. Because, if I don't block them off, then they won't be there. So we'll have a problem with getting unloaded, loaded, everything set up for the concert series.
I mean, after we were aware of it, made it happen. Was this year any problem?
No, not that I know.
Once after the first week?
No, not at all.
So we'll do the same thing.
Yep.
Everybody loves it.
Oh, good.
It's a great thing.
The only other thing I wanted to ask about was, there was talk at one point about putting in some water bottle filling stations and possibly in this park. If that's gonna happen, that would be great, because we eliminated getting any water this year. We brought in, well, we did last year too, we brought in water dispensers from Crystal Rock or Crystal Spring. I think it'd be a benefit for the people using the park and for our concert series too, if there was a water bottle filling station.
Yeah, we've talked about it. A few things, it cannot be refrigerated, if that matters at all.
It does.
And then what was the other thing? Just maintenance, because in case it freezes in the wintertime, of course.
Yeah, it can be drained. So
We decided to get a couple
Conversation about putting them
attached
on
to
the
the buildings, the
bathrooms, right.
bathrooms. That we're gonna do for sure, because they're easier to deal with
Mhm.
and not as expensive. But we haven't decided on doing it like in One Main or in Mids Park yet.
Right, yeah, well, this park does have water there for the irrigation system.
Yeah.
There's water there. So,
I mean,
anyway, just putting it in
it's
flow.
water there, and it's not as easy as it could be, I guess.
No, probably not. So,
All right, I'll make the motion to approve the dates for 2023.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
right,
Thank you for all you do, Bill.
well, thanks. It's a pleasure, it's always fun, and the community is getting, the attendance has been getting better this summer than it was last summer. People are more apt to go out and be in a crowd than they were last year.
Oh, for sure.
So it turned out good. Looking forward to next year.
Us too.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think
This
we have.
is,
Backwards.
Yeah, go board minutes.
Approved board minutes, September 6th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. now we have to approve. We'll do that later.
Where is it? So now do the film festival.
I'm working on Tuesday's request. That worked.
Approve the film festival from October 2nd through the 23rd.
And they're specifically asking for the village to
Donate.
support that community movie. They're gonna show E.T. and it's for free.
Which
So
we've
they-
done in the past.
Yes, and Mindy told me it's already budgeted for, so it's not an issue.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Two, three of us. And then the last thing, so we have such a packed meeting today, back to the agenda, is Northern New York Water Conference, October 20th in Potsdam. Tim Manning, we would like to send him for a cost of $30.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The only addition is you all should vote on
The local
the
law.
local law so that we can get it to the state.
So
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, then we have to do the warrant.
Thanks, Jackie. Welcome.
$255,392.79.
Those are little ones.
It's a baby one, relatively speaking.
We'll just wait till the next one.
make the motion to approve the warrant.
I'll make the motion.
You already did.
Oh, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The only other thing that I have is just to make everybody aware, and I know I already talked to Peter, Jackie, and I told Art as well, but we got notice from the New York State Comptroller that they are gonna come in and audit us. The assumption is we put out that we received all the money from the state for Main Street, and now they're gonna wanna audit us to make sure that we accounted for it correctly.
Do you know when?
Nope. So
As they should.
let us know.
Yeah.
Okay, Kimball called me just an hour and a half ago. There's been requests for portable generators from some people with oxygen machines. So he's going to have somebody go to Elizabethtown, which is the Department of not Public Works.
Emergency services.
Emergency Services has them available. So his men are gonna go pick them up, 10, he's got requests for 5. And then his people are gonna install them
That's great.
for these minimum 5 requested generators. So it's gonna cost us a little bit of money, we gotta pick it up, we gotta bring it back. But it's the right thing to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he asked if anybody has any questions, we would call him.
No, I think that's great, that's why we sent
Yeah.
calls to him.
Yep.
To see what, because we have nothing up here to do to handle it, so I'm glad he can do it.
And he said the ambulance building is also available for anybody with an emergency situation. If they have a generator, obviously. So,
I think police and fire have
Yeah,
been
they know.
notified as well.
Yeah.
In case there's anything.
And again, when did you say they would make the call on the weather? Do you know?
I don't know,
we can
just
call
looking at the weather, I think tomorrow's gonna be the best bet, because it looks like there's some thunderstorms in the forecast for Wednesday. So, but that's on Kimball and National Grid.
Yeah. Right.
So let's just text him.
Any other new business?
No.
Old business.
Is there
We're just
any
gonna run now.
business, any new
Someone's
business?
gotta keep the mood.
Any old business?
Nope.
Okay,
Any deputy mayor items?
No.
commissioner report?
Nope.
Public comment?
It's that time.
Either in person or
Yeah.
online.
Online.
I'd like to speak if I could.
Okay.
Uh,
You state your name?
Yeah, sure. My name is Tom Rath, R-A-T-H. I know some of you, I'm meeting some for the first time. You got me out of the house. Just a quick a quick point on your favorite subject, the short-term rental law. I thought I had misread in the paper the other day, but I guess I hadn't, in regards to hosted rentals. And just very specifically, I think many of us were under the impression that there would never be, or at least there wasn't a limit on the number of days hosted rentals could be offered to guests. I'm part of a group called Placid Resident Hosts. You guys have all received letters from us in the past. Some of our members are sitting here with me. I believe there's some on the screen if they want to be recognized. Anybody? Angela, for sure. Anyways, the concern is that back in 2020, our group, worked with the board to, classify and identify hosted rentals and understand that these are locals, that we live here full time. Our kids are in the schools. For many of our members, this is how they support and are capable of living in the community. So when we saw the other day that this was kind of on the table to start to limit, these hosted properties, it obviously was alarming to us. And that's why we're here, just so you can see our faces and hear our voices and understand that it is important to a lot of community members. And we don't really understand why the separate classification if they actually aren't going to be classified separate.
To answer your question, Jackie, would you better than that? The existing law has this 90-day thing with both hosted and unhosted, which we weren't even aware of.
Thank you. I thought I was the only one taking crazy pills. I went back and looked at it too, and I think in the end, a lot of assumptions were just kind of made, and then they just never actually got published, is all I can guess. I don't know.
Well, and if you look down further in the rules and regulations, there's a section 11.6, which exempts the hosted from the 90-day limit.
Okay, so it goes back.
It does, so
Okay.
We don't know where and it was just brought to our attention last week by everybody.
Yeah.
They were like, whoa, this is what it says. So as a board, we have yet to discuss it truly, and Art is on away.
Yeah.
So that is open for discussion.
Okay.
Possibly just eliminating the 90-day limit for hosted rentals in village residential and town residential.
Make two classifications, I would do. It's one for hosted and one for non-hosted.
That's right. The
Right now, it's all in
hosted
one
would still
paragraph.
have the day limit.
But
Unhosted.
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 Yeah. And the way it's written, again, and I missed the second part you mentioned, but so the way it's written today is at the top, it's the 90 days.
Right.
But then in the lower, there is an exemption. If
Yes.
you are, okay.
Yes.
So I guess essentially what we're asking this board is to just stick to where we're at. Look, if there's been any concerns or complaints against hosted rentals, especially part of, our group, we'd love to hear, but we're just not aware of anything. So we're just not understanding why the change of course all of a sudden. Because
there isn't a change.
Oh, there is,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, there is, but there isn't.
Correct. We were all under the assumption that day limit was enforced. What was, and then we're like,
Okay.
oh, this is what it's saying,
Got
so.
it. Okay. All right. Anyone want to add anything? Wes?
Just to back that up, we live in a neighborhood where there are unhosted rentals around us and hosted rentals, and we have never had a problem with our hosted rental or with our neighbors' hosted rentals. It seems like mainly in the summer because it's warm, but the unhosted around us certainly they're not, a lot of times they're not partying, they're not screaming and hooting and hollering, but they're outside until 1 o'clock in the morning. We take videos just so when it comes up, we can, talk about it. But it's the unhosted that are going unchecked where somebody's supposed to be responsible if you call in. I've called in a couple of times and nothing's been done about it. I don't know, that's a whole different subject about the enforcement, but it's very evident where the problem lies in the neighborhoods with hosted versus unhosted, and people being in the area that can monitor that and step in and say something to their hosts, because I take it very seriously that we don't cause trouble for our neighbors. I don't want people causing trouble for me, so I don't want to do that to them either, But in order to be able to live here, run a business, work in the community, and be a part of the community, it's really helpful to have that income. So the 90-day limit that I was coming to discuss first was concerning, and it would make it very difficult to have the rental and the extra income to support that and be able to live and work in the community, So I guess just, I wanted to back what Tom said, and
Could I have your name for the record?
West Canyon.
Thank you.
I think we're all in support of hosted.
Yeah, great.
Because it solves true problems. It's something, it's the host has a place to live. And then there's supervision, so there's less likely to be something bad happening.
Sure,
Noise or whatever.
couldn't have said it better myself.
And the way the housing market's going, it
So-
helps youngsters in the community be able to afford housing and maybe move up to that level where they end up sticking around and starting the family and building the community in the long run. I agree.
So you're aware, 9:30, we have a noise ordinance, so you can call our PD if you're in the village.
Yes.
That's what they're for.
We pick and choose.
Yeah.
If sometimes when they're playing Can Jam and doing bar games in the streets, then we call, but if it's just a group of people outside, that's, we have to work in the morning and it's a little bit less of a nuisance, then we pick and choose our battles kind of thing, but thank you.
So this is Scott Tucker. Just to follow up on just a clarifying question, I guess, with the 11.6C and how it stands. Is the board also looking at how that provision currently applies to Village Center Gateway Corridor as well, or is it just for the hosted? Just because I know in sitting in on some of the meetings, I thought I heard the board previously recognize that 11.6C applied to Gateway Corridor and Village Center, so there were the 90 days didn't apply. And then when the village proposal came out, said dates wouldn't change, which to me indicated 11.6C still applied. But then when there was the town board, village board joint meeting, there was a comment, I believe Art made this, about there still being consideration about taking away or adding the limit of 90 days to the Gateway Corridor and Village Center and things like that. So I just was kind of got confused at that point as to where things stood.
I think he only said that because we haven't actually decided, but for sure. I think.
Well, it was at that point that everything came to light. So I think he was just trying to be cautious enough just to say that we need to investigate, because it was right at that moment that it was brought to our attention.
Yeah, understood.
And Art's been playing devil's advocate on this, which is great, trying to figure out both sides of the issue. So he may have just said that could be a potential argument, I guess.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I was just seeking clarification. I wasn't commenting on the statement one way or the other, just because it kind of contradicted what was written in the proposal that was public.
Yeah.
I guess, does Lauren have anything?
Yeah, Lauren, you got anything?
Lauren.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to clarify for the record. Are you saying that as of, what was it, last week, you all realized as a board that you've been enforcing a 90-day limit on hosted rentals, but that in the law, there is an exemption from that day limit for hosted rentals?
That's correct.
Okay. That was the only question I had. Thanks.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Or something. Did I miss the vote on the proposed local law?
You did.
Yeah.
It was quick.
It passed. I'll get it to the state tomorrow.
Mark?
What?
You're up.
What am I?
Motion to,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
gee. Jackie, don't be that person.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you all.